Computer virus acts exactly like a biological virus. It cannot exist on its own. It needs to attach itself to a healthy host file or program. Once you run that file, the virus activates, infects neighboring software, slows down the system, or destroys data. Network worm, a standalone malicious program whose primary goal is to replicate itself uncontrollably and spread across computer networks. Worms exploit security vulnerabilities in target devices to gain access to them. They most often deplete system resources, clog network bandwidth, delete files, or create backdoors that facilitate remote control of the infected machine by hackers. Trojan, the trickiest type of malware. It disguises itself as something useful, like a cracked game or a helpful utility. However, once launched, it quietly begins mining cryptocurrency using your hardware or stealing your passwords. Adware usually sneaks onto your system bundled with free software. It floods you with banners and opens unclosable pop-up ads. On top of that, it can track your browsing history to sell to advertisers. Remote access Trojan. It turns your computer into a puppet. The hacker gains full access to the system. They can move the cursor, launch programs, read messages, download files, and even discreetly turn on the microphone or webcam for blackmail. Backdoor. Literally, a backdoor into a system. It is a security loophole, sometimes intentionally left by developers or created by other malware, that allows hackers to bypass authentication. They use it to access systems, steal data, or recruit computers into botnets for massive DDoS attacks. A Rootkit is a piece of hacking software designed for stealthy remote control over a PC. While its underlying technology is sometimes used legitimately for tech support, a rootkit typically creates a backdoor to deploy other malware and launch network attacks. It can disable antivirus software, making it extremely difficult to detect. If a rootkit penetrates the OS kernel, removing it through standard methods becomes practically impossible. Spyware is malicious software that secretly monitors a user's actions. Once logged into a system, it begins stealing personal data, websites visited, logins, passwords, banking accounts, and correspondence. It then transmits the collected information to hackers for theft, blackmail, or sale. Keylogger, a specific type of spyware that records absolutely every keystroke on your keyboard. It is the easiest way for hackers to steal logins, passwords, and credit card details. Ransomware. This software locks and encrypts all your files, photos, documents, databases, and demands a cryptocurrency ransom for the decryption key. These attacks cost major corporations millions, and some even go bankrupt because recovering data without the key is technically impossible. Fileless malware. This malware writes nothing to the disk. Instead, it hijacks legitimate system utilities, like Windows PowerShell, and injects its malicious code straight into the RAM. It operates blindingly fast and stealthily, but it vanishes completely once the computer is restarted. Malvertising. This is malicious code hidden within advertising banners on websites. People most often fall victim to such attacks due to fake warnings. A pop-up window appears with the message, "Your computer is infected." You click a button to start a scan, but instead of protection, a virus is instantly downloaded onto your computer. RAM scraper is a malicious program designed to steal bank card details and PIN codes directly from cash registers and POS terminals. Logic bomb. It sits silently inside a program's code, perfectly dormant until a specific trigger occurs. A specific date, specific user action, or the removal of an employee's name from the HR database. These are often used as weapons of revenge by disgruntled IT staff who program the bomb to wipe out corporate servers a week after they leave the company. Browser hijacker brazenly changes your homepage, default search engine, and browser settings without permission to force-feed you specific ads and profit from your clicks. Wipers They have no interest in financial gain. Their sole objective is to completely and irreversibly erase everything on the computer, photos, documents, and the operating system itself, beyond any possibility of recovery. Malicious macros. Threats embedded inside ordinary Microsoft Word or Excel documents. You open an innocent-looking invoice and Office displays a warning. Macros have been disabled. Enable macros to view content. The moment you agree, the embedded macro, written in VBA code, automatically executes, downloading a full-scale virus or ransomware from the internet. Digital threats come in many shapes and sizes, but they all have one goal in mind: to profit off your carelessness. Protecting yourself is simple. Ignore suspicious emails and avoid downloading files from untrusted sources. That's all for today. Thanks for watching until the end. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.